Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Memory Slot A podcast, where we talk about games, news, and shoes, and all these kinds of things. My name is Chris, and I am
shoes now.
I like shoes. Whoa! Why did the sound get okay? My name is Chris, and I'm joined here with Mark with a Z.
Hello there.
And Mark with a K.
Welcome back.
And Rob.
What's up, people?
What's up? And we're coming off of a very exciting day for Nintendo Switch, as Nintendo had an indie direct today with lots of cool stuff. Take it away, Nintendo boys.
That's me, the Nintendo boy.
The Nintendo boy. Yes.
So there was a surprise video drop by Nintendo this morning. So it's Wednesday. I just forgot what day it was. So yeah, Wednesday morning, the 23rd, Nintendo dropped a video of indie highlights. This is coming after a lot of people were really upset that there was no January Nintendo Direct, as there typically is over the past couple of years, and people got weirdly mad about it, just kind of considering that, stuff has been coming out. It's not like we haven't heard much from Nintendo, but they decided to do this. And I'm super hype after seeing this because there's so many cool games. Some that we knew about, some that I'd never heard of, some stuff that I didn't know was even possible to come to Switch. So let's just, I have them all here. So let's just take them from the top. The one they opened up with, which it might be the one I'm most excited about, is called Wargroove. Have you guys heard of this one before?
I heard about it this morning.
No.
That is a shame. Okay, so Wargroove is a tactics RPG. So very, very much in the style of Fire Emblem and Advance Wars, if you guys played that back in the day. So it's like overhead camera on a map, and you're doing, turn-based battles, and then when you fight an enemy, it goes into this cinematic mode. And it's very reminiscent of that style of game. I've been dying to play one of these since I think the last one I played was Fire Emblem Fates. So that was a couple of years ago on the 3DS. So I was looking forward to this for a really long time. We hadn't heard about it. I think all I knew was that it was this year. But that, that could be in a very long time from now because, the year just started. Mm-hmm. But it was announced, surprise drop, February 1st. That's in dang, a week.
Literally a week.
Wow. I'm so hyped now. This is a day one purchase for me. And they kind of announced it with this cool animated trailer that looks very
I saw
cool.
that for a minute. I was sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute, is this an anime? What is this doing here?
Yeah, it's very anime. There's a dog that's fighting. He has armor on. It looks really cute. So it's perfect. It's a perfect game. But yeah, super hype about this. They started it off well. Is this something that you guys are thinking of picking up, or is it not your thing?
I don't think that's really my shtick.
Well, you know me. You know that I've played Fire Emblem along with you, and I do like my fair share of tactical RPGs. I saw the art style, and I was intrigued, to say the least. I want to see a little more about it. Again, I just barely got to see most of the stuff that was shown off in today's Indies highlight, but I'd like to take a look at more of it and see if it's more of a thing that I can see myself buying. But it certainly is something that piques my interest. I'm very.
I'll be the guinea pig because I'm gonna buy this no matter what. I think.
Really, day one.
Yeah, look, this goes way back for me because I played the Fire Emblem games on GBA and I played Advance Wars and stuff, and this just brings me right back there. So I kind of need it. And you know what? It's good that there's a new franchise that does this kind of thing that's not just one of those two. So
true. And we can't really trust Fire Emblem to be pumping out actual good games, considering the last one wasn't very good, to be honest. Which is the last one that you mentioned, Fire Emblem Fates. It just wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was bloated. And kind of a scam.
Hey, do you want to pet your waifu? Yeah. No.
Yeah, and they kind of scammed us, but you know what? That's a different conversation. We're
Right.
only positive vibes in 2019. So
Agreed.
Yo, my boss said the same thing at work. Funny.
Well, maybe it's a good mindset to be having. Positive outlook for a positive year.
Yeah.
Wow. That was very good.
Moving on. Next one. So this is not going to be. So they opened up with Wargroove, but now I'm going a bit out of order. Steam World Quest Hand of Gilgamesh. A mouthful, but have you guys played any of the Steam World games?
I know SteamWorld Dig was a thing. That's like a Metroidvania kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I haven't played them, but I know about them, and I think it started off with SteamWorld Heist and then SteamWorld Dig and SteamWorld Dig 2. And yeah, as far as I could tell, they're like Metroidvania, action platformer type games. And this is weird because this new SteamWorld Quest is like a card-based, almost like not JRPG, but like JRPG style of turn-based RPG combat.
Card game?
Yeah, like if you look at the trailer, you're in like a traditional kind of Final Fantasy, your party versus a party of enemies, and then at the bottom of the screen are a bunch of cards. So that makes me think it's some sort of, card-based RPG thing, and it's definitely got like a ridiculous RPG title. So that seems like way different from what the SteamWorld games typically are, and so that's cool. Any RPG stuff is also at least worth like looking into for me.
I would be cautiously optimistic with anything that deals with cards and RPGs. That's just that's my thought on it anyway. I'm not sure what to expect out of that. Again, it's one of those things where it's like I need to see more before I could base any sort of opinion on it. But I'm just sort of like, okay, an RPG or an RPG series that's well known as being Metroidvania suddenly introducing cards. Not that I'm slamming it or anything. It's just a curious, offshoot in my mindset anyway.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer, and like the thing about it is that it's the art style is not like my kind of art style. I don't think it's bad. Like I don't think it's objectively bad, but it's not my thing. It's kind of looks like a pop-up book kind of thing, but it's flat. I don't know. It's a little weird
stylistic,
looking.
But it's not to your taste. I understand. I can see that. Yep. I can see that not being everyone's cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah, word. So that one's coming out. Release date is just 2019, so who knows? Next one is Crosscode, which I'm extremely hype about. So this one is like top 2 with Wargroove for things that got me excited in this. I don't know if you guys have heard about this before, but this is a game that's out already on PC. It's like this.
Crosscode, it had a big following. Wasn't this it was crowdfunded, was it not? There was a crowdfunding thing going on for it last year.
Yes, I believe so.
I remember seeing articles about it a while ago.
And it's like a puzzle. It's like an action puzzle game. It's almost like kind of Zelda-y. The camera angle is kind of like the kind of top-down Zelda-y, old school camera angle, and you're solving puzzles and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's got this like anime layer of like, I don't think it goes as far as visual novel. I don't think it would earn the title visual novel, but there's a lot of dialogue in it and like choices that you make, and the story is very anime. You're like, so you're playing a person who's playing an MMO. So basically, all of the NPCs in the game are within the fiction of the game, real people playing a game. So it's got a weird meta layer because it's not an online game, but you're playing as if it's an online game. Like every player
people die in the MMORPG. Do they die in real life?
I don't. Probably not. I like at least from what I know about it, doesn't seem like it's cheesy like that. It apparently has a really good story and it's gotten like a lot of hype. But the thing about this is that the developer or developers of the game said that like we can't bring this to Switch because of the way we built the game. It's like very, very hard to port it to Switch, and then all of a sudden
and
they're
now
like,
it's on
hey,
Switch.
it's coming. Yeah, that's also got a 2019 release date, so who knows when that's going to come out. But hopefully sooner.
So it doesn't have a specific date. Oh, okay. That made me a little sad. I was actually interested. I'm curious about that one.
Yeah.
A little more. Okay.
Cool. And now I know, Mark, this is something that you said you were at least a little bit interested in. Double Kick Heroes.
Yeah.
Rhythm game, heavy metal rhythm game.
Heavy metal rhythm game. That's like literally the first things they say when they're showing the trailer, and it immediately was like, okay, this sounds pretty fun. And then it comes on screen, and it's like I guess technically like an auto scroller through a level. I don't think you do any controlling of the character other than the rhythm element of the game. And from what it looks like, you're basically like playing air drums with the Joy-Cons. And I really like rhythm games, and I really like metal music. This looks like something I'll be interested in when the time comes, summer 2019.
Oh, summer.
Right
okay.
up there with Sayonara Wild Hearts. It seems like your theme here is rhythm games, yeah?
Well, I mean, we don't know what Sayonara Wild Hearts really is.
Right, it's not a rhythm game.
I was hoping that we were going to get some of that from this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we did not.
In the screenshot of this,
I guess. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Rob. In the screenshot, I just wanted to point out in the screenshot, you're a metal band in a convertible car, all playing your instruments in the car while you're getting chased by like a two-headed dragon.
Yep, and you're in like a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and from what it looks like, as you execute the notes properly, you're, I guess, firing upon the thing chasing you, and there's like a multiplier and a super ability. It looks kind of fun. I'm sure it would be good for as like a chill out game.
Yeah, this looks super cool. Rob, what were you saying before? I'm sorry I cut you off.
Oh, no. I was just saying, I was just trying to correct myself in that I forgot that Sayonara Wild Hearts, we don't know much about. It's not particularly a rhythm game. The idea was that it had boppity music. I think that was the theme, boppity music.
Well, that is a pop album video game, how they describe that.
Ah.
Yep.
But yeah, that looks fun because I like rhythm games.
The rest of this stuff is not as exciting, so we can go through a little bit more quickly. One of them is called When Ski Lifts Go Wrong. It looks like a little like cheesy physics game where you're kind of building tracks and stuff. Not to say that in a negative way, but looks like a fun little.
For the right price, that's something that I would be interested in.
Because you like skiing. Right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Because I do that. But that looks like one of those games that you just play and relax playing. It's I guess it's like Portal Bridge Constructor, but
Yeah, that's a good analogy, I would say.
Yeah,
but, it looks cool. They say it has some management simulation to it, so maybe like a roller coaster tycoon element could be fun.
Yeah, man. Forager is the next one. This one is I'm pretty interested in this because it looks like it's kind of half dungeon crawler and half like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, kind of like farming type game where you're like gathering. I guess you're going out, you're gathering all of your materials and stuff that you're gonna use on your base, and then you're kind of doing crafting after that. And it's got a cool art style, like very geometric,
retro, very 8-bit. Very
nice. Yeah, super cool. And you're this little guy wearing sunglasses in this screenshot, so style for sure. Yep, but not much is known about that. It just says coming soon, so that's not even as vague, or it's even more vague.
It's like you don't even know if it's 2019.
Yeah, I know, because soon means anything.
Right, it could be tomorrow.
Yeah. Goat Simulator, the Goaty.
It's funny. 2019 and we're still talking about Goat Simulator. I can't believe this is still a thing.
I'll just say I think that was a waste of a reveal for this.
Yeah.
For this.
Word.
Why should we care? Goats.
Like it's cute. That's cool. Maybe there's some new stuff in this edition, but not exciting. Next one is called Inmost. This is like a side-scroller puzzle game that's got this really interesting dark atmosphere. It's got a lot of rain and like these really detailed backgrounds, even though it's all like pixel art. Looks cool, but not really much is not that much was revealed about it. It's like a very brief trailer. What did you guys have any thoughts on this one?
I mean, at first thought it looked like it could be pretty fun. Like it's a platformer, and I think there's there's like a beat 'em up sort of element to it. But honestly, towards the end of it, I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I do like the art in it for sure. All right, and then last one is Unruly Heroes. This seems that, if I remember correctly, it was like you're controlling like 4 like mythical creatures from like Chinese mythology or Chinese folklore or something. One of them is the like fire monkey that's like a lot of I forget the name of it. That's like a character. Yeah, Wukong. That's like in a lot of games in one form or another. And then there's like 3 other ones, and this one looks like just like a kind of beat 'em up type of game. I wasn't really impressed by it. And again, I'm not really a fan of this kind of art style, so I'm gonna pass on this one.
I don't think I think this is the point where I just skipped ahead through the rest of it. So yeah, I didn't really look at that at all.
Yep, and then I thought they ended the video really badly with like a wrap up of games that are already out on the Switch. So like that's not very exciting. But that really wrapped it up. So there's a couple of things in here that I'm like super hyped for coming soon, big surprises and stuff. But yeah, that seems like we're all we're getting from Nintendo in terms of direct or direct-ish stuff for the foreseeable future.
They better have an actual direct soon, just saying, or the fans will riot.
Rob's people are going to lead the charge.
Oh, I would if they would tell me more about Fire Emblem, whatever it is they're supposed to be making, or that other Shin Megami Tensei game that they're supposed to be making. There are a lot of games that they're supposed to be making, Nintendo.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's that.
Yep. So now we're going to go from indies to the biggest of the big AAA.
The
EA Anthem. Yeah, the EAAA. Because of Anthem. Rob, you got some info on this, right?
Thing. I don't particularly have any thoughts other than the fact that they are opening up a demo for Anthem. It's an open demo. Those that pre-ordered the game have access to it starting on the 25th through the 27th, and then it'll be an open demo from February 1st to February 3rd. Now, again, I'm not too hot on this genre, but I do know that a lot of people, or at least a couple of us here, are kind of excited to see what Anthem's all about. Mark with a K, you've played a little bit of it because you've,
I
did the beta, right?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
You're still under NDA.
Whether or not I've played any part of this game.
That's not true.
I might not have. It might have worked. It might not have worked. I'm not at liberty to discuss it, but I can find out for sure if it does coming next week. Maybe I'll get around to that.
Well, no, really, I just wanted to open up the floor and just ask, like, because you guys both mentioned being very curious about Anthem. I think it's you, Mark with the K, and you, Chris, whether you'd be trying out this beta when it comes, open beta in February. Do you guys see it as your cup of tea of trying out? That was a sentence.
You got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm super optimistic in a really weird way about it, so I'm gonna play it.
Do you hope for it to be better than Destiny, or at least how Destiny opened?
I doubt it. And there are notes that Mark Dara, like the executive producer for BioWare, that he put out on Twitter about the demo, which people need to keep in mind. Such as they're going to start you in the middle of the game, so you're not really going to get a full grasp on the story. There's no tutorials. There's no pilot picker. The balance of the game is going to be way different than it is currently because of when they started to branch off and make the demo. Economy is different. There's less bug fixes. You can only play one of the story arcs, which is very interesting. Yeah. And like nuances with PC controls and stuff. So I think they're doing a little bit of damage control for what might be, and
not so good showing off of what they have of the games.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they're afraid that this isn't going to like be an accurate representation of the game, or at least not as accurate as they would like it to be. So they're doing a little bit of that damage control.
That's a bit unsettling considering the game is supposed to launch in literally a month.
Yeah.
What's like the deal with these like games doing betas like literally weeks before they launch?
Yeah.
This is what Fallout 76 did, and it was like one, bad press, and two, they didn't have enough time to even address any of the issues from it. Like I don't know why they're doing stuff like this.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me at all. I don't know.
It's like, you know what it is? It's like they're so close to release that it doesn't even make a difference on the final product. What it really seems to be is like they're gonna do this open beta so they can prepare a patch that they can get out to people after people have already bought the game. That's what it seems like to me.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get you in, and then release the patch later on to keep you there. But
it's almost like they're taking advantage of the players' goodwill. It's just sort of like, stick with us. We promise we're working on something because we had beta players play this test too. Really, again, it just seems like it feels really bad. Go ahead.
That's like a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
That's like a trend I'm kind of been seeing in the industry recently. Like teams just expect it's fine to put out some shitty game and then fix it in a year and have it be what it is then. You know what I've also noticed too? Games such as like the new Call of Duty games, they're getting smart and they're not putting microtransactions in immediately when the game comes out, and then when all of the reviews are coming in, that's when they start to put all the shitty stuff that consumers hate, like the microtransactions. So it seems like there's a trend of not finishing games and then other shitty practices that have been arising recently.
Like it almost seems, I don't know if using the word lazy is the right way to put it, but it's just sort of like, why can't they understand that players would rather have a product that's actually finished rather than trying to take advantage of, our well-being and just sort of be like, well, here's a product. It may or may not be to your standards, but we got it out on the release date that we promised. So there, It's like, I would rather have a game delayed than have to deal with playing a game in its shittiest format, Like, wouldn't you rather have Fallout 76 delayed like a year if it were fixed properly? Would you really get mad over it if it hadn't come out?
I would have them delay it forever, and that's fine.
Like if you played the beta of Fallout 76 before it came out and you saw how bad it was, would you have preferred them to just wait before releasing it to the mass public?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's anyone that is totally okay with them just saying, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna release this now and then fix it later and whatever. I don't think there's anyone that's down with that. I just don't think consumers think well with their money sometimes.
Yeah,
I think we don't.
I guess the problem. So sorry, Mark. Go ahead. Oh, that wasn't me. What I was saying is, I think the problem was the problem with this is that it's kind of a feedback loop because consumers will keep buying the games regardless, even if they're broken, and they'll still complain about it, but they'll still buy it on release date. There's no real way to stop that cycle, is there?
I mean, if we don't buy the games, but that's literally it. Like I tried to do that with Fallout 76. I canceled my pre-order once I saw things I wasn't really cool with, such as the beta and how it just didn't just work. And so people have tried, I guess. I just don't. I think the the mainstream consumer, the one that is just not the quote unquote hardcore, doesn't really play that much, but just like buys it for face value of what it actually is, I think they're always going to inhibit that from really mattering.
That's the sad thing about it all. And
well, you also got to take in consideration some people buy the game at launch because it's something that they want to be good.
Yep.
And I guess you like, you know, you feel like if you buy the game at full price and you're not like Mark with a K and you wait until it's like a half price game, you think, okay, I put, you know, $60 into it, you know, I want to support the developer, I want to support the direction they're taking with this game, but you're trying to convince yourself that it's good, that it's gonna be good, and then when you get it, you know, you get disappointed, and then you run into situations like with No Man's Sky, which was fixed a year and a half later. Or it's that, you know, you wait for a huge relaunch of a game, and then by that point, you know, sometimes it's you know, it falls on deaf ears.
I mean, like at that point, you're already a sucker. You spent the money on the game. They have your cash now. So it like at that point, it doesn't even matter to the developers if they want to relaunch it or not.
Yeah,
you're the sucker. You were the fool.
I don't even want to put all this on EA because they're shitty, but I also don't want to go into this game with that kind of a mindset, like, oh, they're being shitty and all these things that they're doing are shitty.
True.
I really want to wait until the beta or the quote unquote demo actually comes out and play it for myself and see how I feel. Because it also might be like all those comments they're making about things that are going to be different could also them just being like, you know what, we don't want to be Fallout 76, so let's stop any of that negative press by addressing it beforehand. I don't know. But,
you know, would it be great if Fallout 76 has become the litmus test of all open betas and, you know, have all other developers consider what is probably shitty and what should we try to combat beforehand?
Well, Pete, I think these guys are just putting out betas and demos just to say that there was a beta or a demo and not because they're actually looking for something from the community to get back.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong for them to be calling this a beta.
Wait, what happened?
Mark? No, I was gonna say the minimal basis of these betas is that at least it's a stress test to see if their servers can handle people in them.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was deferring to Mark with a C.
I was saying that I think it's kind of messed up to even call this a beta because there is nothing. You know, a beta is usually the kind of thing that's meant for feedback and for, you know, iteration and stuff. This is just this is a demo. That's all it is. It's just a demo. Nothing can be changed. Like, I'm sure they have their games pressed onto discs, or they're getting pressed onto discs already, like as we speak. And whatever patch it is that they'll put together that's somewhere down the line will probably not be the day that the launch patch. The launch patch is probably already made. You know what I mean? It like I can imagine a game like a big EA game, BioWare game, the amount of time it takes to do anything is probably, you know, they can't just do it in a day. I can't imagine there's any time for them to like actually take feedback from this. So it feels kind of like dishonest that they're even calling it a beta, if you ask me.
Well, this is kind of sad. I'm sorry, but
I mean, I maybe I'm wrong, but I was pretty sure that they're not calling it a beta; they're calling it a demo.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to pawn it off as that. They're trying to pawn it off as like, hey, this is pretty much the game minus these changes, and we're starting in the middle, so you didn't know what the fuck's going on, and like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm seeing beta, but if they're calling it a demo, then I take all of that back.
Yeah, I mean, all the sources I've been looking at have been calling it Anthem's demo.
I'm sorry, it is a demo. I guess I just read it incorrectly when I first saw it.
Jeez, Rob.
If that's the case,
I'm sorry.
So none of this fucking matters.
They skipped straight from alpha to demo.
I guess what you did,
month, right?
The thing that you were NDA'd must have been the beta, right?
No, that was an alpha.
That was an alpha.
How is the game in alpha? Like, 3 months before it launches.
Yeah,
Mark, was the game good in the alpha?
I can't say.
God damn it!
Mark, anything you say will be censored.
I was really trying to bait you into that one to see what you would have said,
Lord,
but you didn't fall for it. Fuck.
I mean, I really want to say, that there was something in particular that may or may not have worked that was crucial to playing the game.
Okay.
Ooh. Is he talking about matchmaking? Is he talking about multiplayer?
Nope.
Do you get to do yes and no's? Do we get to do yes or no's?
Does it delete itself?
Does it install itself?
Actually, at one point, it did disappear from my origin.
He broke the NDA. That's it.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh well.
I mean,
You're gonna get a text from the FBI soon.
yeah, they're probably
No, it's a federal. It's a government shutdown, bro. They're not working.
That's true. That's true.
Then,
They're not
well, then
working.
in that case,
Listen, dude, just go to the airport. TSA is not at work. Just run to the airport. Just get on a flight. Get out of the country. You're good.
But pilots are not working, so it's strictly
Oh,
That's
fuck.
true too.
autopilot the whole way. Take off and everything. You got it.
It'll be fine. You'll be great.
Yeah.
This is unrelated and not video game thing, but real quick, did you guys watch the Fire Festival documentary on Netflix?
No.
no,
I heard it's awesome.
I'm just mentioning it because one of the pilots they hired, they interviewed him and he was like, yeah, I was taking everyone on flight, one of those little planes and doing like this 0G thing that everyone thought was so fun. Yeah, I've been a pilot for a couple of weeks. I learned how to do it on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That was literally
So
a thing
great.
that he said.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Shouldn't be surprised
So
by
Mark,
this.
play some Microsoft Flight Simulator, learn how to fly a plane,
And you can do
and
it.
take off.
Fly yourself out of this
to avoid
country.
EA.
good enough for me.
to avoid EA and to avoid my boys at Activision. Yeah. Because Mark, and I have gone back to Destiny 2 after hearing the Bungie news. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually having a fucking blast.
Yeah, Destiny is good.
Yeah,
As much as we want to say it's not, it's good.
I will still say that Crucible is still not fun to play.
Mhm.
In my opinion.
I agree. But Gambit though.
Gambit, on the other hand, I've never had a bad Gambit experience so far, and I've played a lot of fucking Gambit. I've only been back on the game for like a week, and I played a lot of fucking Gambit.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know what Gambit is, it's a new mode that Bungie put into Destiny that is kind of like a mix between PvP and PvE, because you have to, at some points, fight enemies of different types and then bring these motes of light back to the bank. And then if you bring it to the bank enough times, you can go over and you're like fighting the same enemies as another team of real people that are in like another dimension. But if you go through this portal, you can go over to their dimension and like
fuck them
kill
up.
them and fuck them up, kill them, take all their motes of light, or like just absolutely ruin any progress they made towards killing a boss. So it's really fun. And gives you a PvP aspect without having to deal with the BS that frequently comes along with PvP. So yeah, we've been playing that a lot, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, and we fucking crush in Gambit as a fire team. It's actually ludicrous.
How many games did we play yesterday?
A lot, and we won.
We
all
won
of them.
literally all of them. It was like around 10 games, and each game is a little wild because it's like 3 rounds, and we won every single fucking round.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But Forsaken is so good. Like, the story of Forsaken was really good, and that's something I was really glad to see, that the storytelling in it was still a little, there was some cheese in it, but but it's better than it was. Like, I enjoyed it more than Curse of Osiris and
oh my god, yeah.
And Warmind. Like, those, nah, don't give me any more of that. Give me some more Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it relatively easy to get my light level up, or power level. Sorry, I'm at 520 after a week. So
Nice. And where were you before that?
so I started at, I think it was like 330, whatever the boosted character was. I think it was 330.
Jesus, that's 200 light levels.
Yeah,
That's wild.
a lot of powerful gear.
Yeah, that's something that's pretty. It actually sucks to be a hardcore Destiny player, specifically because you'll get to a point at whatever cap you're at where it takes an insane amount of grind to max out, and then as soon as the next update goes out, all of that grind doesn't mean shit because people that are coming onto the game now can go through those same exact levels in like an hour. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So yeah, like 20, 30, 40, 50 hours of grind equals like a couple hours of grind once the next patch up like goes in. So it's just like, should you really? I don't know.
But I mean, if you're always waiting, you'll never actually do it. So
Hey,
It's true.
I waited a long while and then I did it because it was a great price. Great price, $20. It was the greatest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Which I really hope that they keep adding some good shit to it because I don't want to get bored of this content because we've been playing for a week now and I'm digging it.
And I'm itching to get back into the raids.
Word. And I
Yeah.
don't miss Fortnite a lick. Fucking
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys played Fortnite? I'm just curious here.
I'm gonna see if my Epic launcher tells me the last time I opened the game.
Last time
I haven't played in like at least a month.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time. I mean, you guys go on without me, but I don't remember the last time.
Fuck, I haven't
were
played
on,
with these
Mark.
guys in a while. Not in like months. I don't think I played since December, to be honest with you. That's the last time my Twitch page has any actual content from Fortnite.
You guys won't make a pact with me right now. All right,
Oh,
What is it? What is
I'm
it? What is it?
challenging. I'm challenging the rest of this podcast crew. We cannot play Fortnite for a whole year from now, and then we need to come back in a year and
See if it's still a game.
give our thoughts.
But wait, Chris, wait. What if it does
I'll
something
take you up on
massively
that.
insane that we could never have anticipated?
I don't
What
give a
then?
shit.
What if it becomes
Alright.
news?
I don't. Well, we can talk about it. We don't have to play it.
All right. So oh baby,
You want to put us down on that now? You want to get it down in not writing, but in verbal confirmation?
Oof. A lot of me really wants to take you up on this because I've hated everything they've been doing with the patches recently,
Yeah.
but I really wanted to finish the season 7 battle pass.
All right. So
Do it.
so
No,
we
no,
gotta
no.
finish out the season 7
No.
battle pass and
Mark,
then
Mark.
stop.
You're in withdrawal.
Nah,
right
don't do
now.
it. Just stop. Dead
Just
stop.
go
Cold
cold
turkey. Do
turkey.
it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, because
I could do it. I could do it.
I'm committing.
I mean, I was just thinking that the season 7 ends like next week. So
Okay.
I mean, I could.
Mark, you're doing the like. I could quit anytime. I just
Just
don't-
one more
I
pull,
just don't
man.
feel like it.
You know what?
Just one more.
You know what? I've been doing really well with not playing Fortnite. So put me down.
Fuck
Put
it.
me
Let's
down.
do it.
And I'm
You gonna do it?
Yeah.
submitting an F to
All
it.
right, everyone, press F to pay respects.
So
The
so
blood
when we
pact.
get off of this, just so you know, when we get off of this, we're immediately going to our consoles and deleting it.
Well, I've
I don't even have
already
to delete it. I'm not gonna touch it.
I already deleted it off my PS4 because
Okay, cool.
There you go.
I needed the space.
Cool.
And then I have to uninstall it on my computer.
Uninstall
Ah,
Epic.
but it's the Epic
yeah.
launcher, though. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, that's true. I kind
If
of
you want to get
the
other
store
games that are
there.
coming on.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah, like the free games that you get. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I think we could check easily, like last time people log in. No, just to like check each other. Isn't that how the friends list works? I forget now.
Oh yeah. Sure.
This has all the makings of the Seinfeld episode, of Matt being the master of your domain.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
wait, what's the for anyone who cracks? Because someone's gonna crack. It's
Okay.
just the rules of the game.
Okay.
Someone's got to crack.
Okay.
What is the memory slot a punishment for?
The penalty.
Buy every skin.
Okay, no.
Oh my god.
No.
That's cruel.
First of all, it's impossible.
That's cruel.
It's impossible. Man,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
really
know,
like that
man.
road though. I really
Well
like
done.
that road.
You have to go on Twitch and you have to just stream for 6 hours of Fortnite straight.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. That's great. That's great.
Twitch account, and now that when we make the Twitch account, that is what's going to be used to stream it out, and it'll be proven that way.
Okay, cool. I like
All
it. Great.
You know what?
Well, you've got it down in writing on recording. I mean,
Oh,
there's
God.
no backing out of them now.
Wait,
Add one more. It needs to be your face actually in the stream as well for 6 hours. You can't sit on your couch in your underwear. No, you need to be streaming for 6 hours.
And when you're at some point, you have to do one of the dances.
And
Oh
no,
my
not-
God.
Oh my
not
God.
Mark,
Humiliating.
not at one point. You have to do one dance per
Per
hour
hour?
of stream time.
One unique dance. It can't be this.
One-
You can't just floss 6 times.
Yep.
Wait. So can we do 59 minutes of streaming and then a minute of dance and then 59 minutes of streaming? And you have to get up even if you're in the middle of a game. Middle of battle. If it hits that 1 minute that you need to dance, you're fucking dancing, and that's it.
All right.
Okay.
No
We're
building.
getting a little wild
It's
now.
drop and dance.
Okay.
Or
builds.
we could take it this way. We could have, if someone in chat says to dance, you just have to drop everything you're doing and dance.
Oh my god! Because then they're gonna be dancing for 6 hours straight.
I'll write a bot to just keep telling the person to dance.
Oh, another one.
Oh my
has to
God.
be- we have to pick a keyword that people will be using in the chat because it relates to Fortnite, and every time that keyword is in the chat, they have to dance. Every time.
Yes.
And we're not gonna say what
Secret
it is.
keyword.
Yes, but there's a secret one, and if they find it out, God, you're gonna be dancing for hours. To be awesome.
Oh my
Okay,
God. what is
so
this
so then
even?
with that being said, if we all emerge victorious,
Uh-huh.
what happens?
Each person has to buy. Each person gets a game of choice. Which
From
doesn't.
who, though?
Which you know what? That
What?
makes no fucking sense because we just buy ourselves.
You're
We buy
still
ourselves
buying
a
a game. You're still buying a game. Every
Never
person's
mind.
still contributing.
Never
What?
mind. I'm drunk.
Oh my God.
I tried there. I really thought I had a good one.
Hey, I like
ideas
that.
ran
I
out.
could tell. I heard it in your voice. You sounded really proud of it for a minute, and I'm like, wait, stop. Hold the
Yeah.
brakes.
Rip.
Pull
Oh,
the
well.
brakes, rather.
Oh well.
What is the reward then? You'd have to set that
Mm.
one up.
Mm.
I
Who
don't know.
rewards us?
We'll figure
Someone
it out.
loses.
To be determined.
TBD.
So basically, it's a game where the only caveat is to lose.
No,
What is
we're
there to
gonna
win?
find one. We're gonna find one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
This is amazing. I'm really shocked. That took quite a turn in a span of 10 minutes.
Well, it doesn't really. Anything that we do, if we all win, everything that we do, we could just be doing for ourselves.
Everything is a victory. I like
Lit-
it. It's a very poetic aspect.
I mean, I didn't mean to take it that way, but let's keep it that way. That's fine.
Okay.
Moving on. As my poetic self. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so the point was we like Destiny. And
Yeah.
we're not going back to Fortnite.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. I might play H1.
And some people might be very sad to hear that.
Oh shit! Yeah, can we play PUBG instead?
Oh well.
Oh god.
So
Wait,
Mark
you
with a
can't
K
just
and
do
I
that.
downloaded
That sounds
the
evil.
free
I feel like you're
weekend
subverting
of
it that way.
Blackout, and we
Yeah.
played it for 5 minutes, and I wanted to kill myself.
Oh,
yeah, I
really?
never got to
Yeah.
ask your thoughts on that.
No,
This is the first time
I
you've seen
hated
Blackout,
it.
yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Mark and I played together for about 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and the night before that, I played a little bit with a couple other people.
Okay.
At first it was fun, and then it wasn't fun, and it was like actually just stupid.
Damn.
Like,
All right.
no.
That's weird. I hear like a lot of people really enjoy it.
It's weird because I feel like you can go prone on the other side of a slope and still be shot at by the person who was looking at you.
Oh,
Like it's incredibly hard to see people at like medium to long distance. You get shot at and you have no idea where you're being shot at from. It's a whole mess of shit.
Yeah. Also, if you're using headphones, the footstep sounds are like really wonky, and it makes it sound like there's like, so I'm running and Mark is running near me, and it sounds like he's coming in. His footsteps are coming in from both my right and left side, even if he's running to my right side. So it sounds like there's another person running, and I'm like turning around, like there's someone here, but it's not. It's just the footstep sound capture is like really messed up,
Yeah.
which is very annoying. And then also, yeah, just like Mark said, like it's definitely got like a visual something that made me appreciate about Fortnite is that there's a lot of like color separation where you can clearly make out different things in the world, but in Call of Duty you just can't make out one thing from another at like medium to long range. And so someone's shooting you and you kind of have maybe a general idea of where they are, but even if you're like squinting trying to look for them, it's just that like everything kind of just blends together in like a muddy way, and it's super not fun.
And like the colors are trash. Everything is brown, gray, sand colored. Fortnite is nice and colorful, and people pop off the background regardless, but in that, not so much.
Interesting. Well, that sucks.
3 out of 10 won't buy it.
That sucks. But you know what you should buy? Destiny Forsaken, and that's the moral of the story. The moral of the story.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just realized I had my mic muted the whole time. Mark K, I wanted to ask you a question. I haven't been talking for a while, haven't I? Yeah, I've just been talking to myself.
Yeah.
Mark, I wanted to ask a question. So I didn't play this the open period of Blackout, obviously, but I do remember playing the beta. I remember thinking that everything wasn't running at the ideal resolution. Does that look like they've actually upped the resolution since then?
So actually, yeah. So like I was playing it on a regular PS4, and it actually looked better than it did on my computer in the open beta period. So I mean,
well, okay, that just means they fix stuff. That's at least something for it.
I mean, and for what it's worth, the Call of Duty aspects of it, and by that I just mean the shooting and the gunplay felt good. It felt like a Call of Duty, a good Call of Duty game should feel like. But no, every round you're caught between 3 different teams. No,
damn.
And then you just die. I mean, like it's just. This is the original argument I had about it from way back when. I don't think it's changed, but it's just basically the fast action of Call of Duty really doesn't mesh well with, you know, how long a battle royale game is meant to last, because you know you just die very quickly and that's it. You gotta restart all over.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my 5 cents on it anyway. There you go.
Nice. So yeah, that's that. But going on to another like pretty big game franchise that I had started to play and Mark with a C started to play. Did you continue playing it or have you stopped?
I dropped off, not because I thought it was bad, and we're talking about Assassin's Creed. Not because I thought it was bad, but I just kind of, you just like kind of hit a point and you start playing something else, and that game is so big and there's so much going on that it kind of is hard to get back into the flow of it if you take a break, you know?
Yep.
But you played a bunch more?
Yeah. I mean, I just beat the game. Not like 100% at everything, but like the final or the main mission, the main storyline. Yo, I love this game, man. I thought it was great. I thought it was severely underrated this year, and maybe that's because it's an Assassin's Creed game, so people don't think of them as like game of the year type material. It's kind of just like one of those yearly things. But to be honest, and this is like a big say, which game did I have more fun playing, and which game do I think is a better game between that and Red Dead Redemption 2? To be honest, I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a better fucking game.
Oh man!
Whoa!
I'm surprised to hear that.
Did not see that one coming.
I think it's a better fucking game. Because of this. Does Red Dead Redemption 2 do a lot of stuff that video games have not done, such as like the realism with your horse and like graphical realism, and I don't know, just it does a lot of stuff that other games have never done before, and that's cool. But in terms of a game, like, no, I want to be able to fast travel, and I shouldn't be like really that constricted on when I can do it and where I can do it. Like, it makes a game tedious having to run places all the time, and they don't make you do that in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And also the storytelling is incredible, and the voice acting is the best voice acting at the end of a game I feel like I've ever encountered. So I think it was severely underrated.
High praise. I'm that makes me want to play it more for sure.
Yeah,
like it's just a matter of picking it back up and getting back into the swing of it. And I'm like, okay, I remember what I was doing. I remember the quests I have to finish, and then it'll probably take over.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing that makes me like more inclined to go back and give it another shot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people hit that point with that game because it is huge, and there's a lot, like there's a bunch of stuff I haven't even done yet, and I've put 40 plus hours into the game and haven't even touched the surface of like 3 or 4 pretty significant mechanics of the game that are just kind of secondary and you don't have to do them, but are really fun to do. So yeah, I can totally understand that. A lot of people were getting that way with Red Dead, you know, not wanting to actually.
Oh yeah,
go back and play it.
I'm sure people get that big block from that as well, because
yeah,
I've never played Red Dead, but from what I've heard, it's just so massive that yeah, like I mean, I guess because like you were saying, the realism part of that game is like just playing through real life things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure getting back into like, oh man, I gotta go hunt and provide for my camp, and like
yeah,
it's like a lot of stuff to balance, you know.
Yeah, and like, oh shit, I don't have any food, so now I gotta like stop doing the story and like go find some food. Or
that
like,
sounds almost stressful.
It is. No, it really is. Like the greatest thing about Assassin's Creed is that there's so much to do. The combat's great, but like those shitty things, like running from one place to the another, or like not having to worry about me drinking water, or not having to worry about me being famished and then just passing out on my way to my next assassination. Like, that's great. And I think having that shit in Red Dead, the first single player game that I played and like trudged through the story and got through it, which I loved it, but playing through that and having those things over my head, my dehydration and like my energy level because of food, and then having that taken away from me just makes me appreciate not having that shit in games.
So basically, really what it comes down to is being hyper realistic isn't the end all be all best thing ever.
Yeah.
You don't want a game that's too realistic, because then it just encumbers you in things that you really don't want to do. And ACO does it, or Assassin's Creed does it in a way where, you know, it gives you the best of, you know, the experience without having to burden you with a lot of menial tasks that you wouldn't want to do. Get that right?
It just lets you play the game. It doesn't make you, it's not a chore.
Yep.
It's the game.
Now, I heard something about, I know there's multiple endings to the game, so I'm not going to say what it is, but I heard about one of the endings to the game, and maybe I can like kind of signal this to you, but it's like super bizarre in how it wraps up. And I like, is the ending you got weird and bizarre and like kind of out of left field, or is it something that was a little more grounded?
No, my ending wasn't bizarre.
Okay.
I could see why some endings could end up really bizarre, and after this I'm going to go look up all of the possible endings to this game. My ending was not bizarre at all. It took me by surprise, but it was not bizarre at all. But that's pretty interesting. Now I want to go back and see if there is one that's really bizarre.
If you look up some of the endings, at least from what I know, there's probably going to be one where you're, what the fuck is happening?
When you say bizarre, and I hope this doesn't launch into spoilers, but when you say bizarre, do you mean like aliens bizarre, or you mean just like, okay, that was weird bizarre?
If it's gonna touch anything like that, I would not say it.
Yeah, it's not aliens. I'll say it's not aliens, but like if we're talking about some level of out of left field that's on par, like perhaps maybe on par with aliens.
Okay.
Give or take a little bit of
Jesus,
a couple of levels, but it's just like
that sounds amazing. Now I'm very curious about.
Do I have to go back and play it again to get this ending?
Well, so I think it's actually from what I know about it, I don't think it's like a different ending from the main story. I think there's like a couple of different main stories or like quest lines that lead to different endings. So I don't know if this is like, I don't really know how it branches off, but there's like a story path that leads to this one ending. So
okay.
Yeah, we should talk about it if you look it up and figure out what I'm referring to, because I don't want to spoil it unless you want it to be spoiled, because it's like funny and weird. So
this is not the spoiler cast. I refuse.
Yeah, save it.
I refuse. Yeah, save it for the spoiler cast. Yeah, I'm gonna go look those up after this because that's pretty interesting. Cool. So yeah, if we're on the fence about that game, if you're waiting for someone to tell you go buy that game, go do it. If you're not waiting for anyone to do any of those things, go play it anyway. Do yourself a favor. You can get it on sale for like $20 and hours and hours and hours of endless fun. And it's also in a place that you are more familiar with than you think you are. I'm just saying that. Ancient Greece, you're more familiar with it than you think you are. And it kind of makes you happy when you walk around. So yeah, let's do that.
Fantastic.
Word.
Do that. And then the last thing right here. Did you guys hear about the Fallout 76 debacle?
Yeah, I saw it on social media. A lot of people really wanted it to go free. Not wanted it, but they were really thinking that it would go free to play.
Yeah. Did you see why?
No.
It's because of something running out of stock in Australia, right?
Yeah. So EB Games Australia had on their website showed that physical copies were limited. They had like 18 physical copies left, and then they ran out of physical copies of Fallout 76 and were not restocking due to distributor request. Yeah, like the distributor of the game was request. It was like, no, like we're not going to send you any. And so they put that on their website and everyone was freaking out thinking Fallout 76 was going to go free to play. And that was pretty funny. To watch that unfold.
I didn't realize that it was on the distributor end saying, "No, we're not giving you anymore." I can understand now why people made those assumptions.
Yeah,
but then they backtracked, right?
Yeah, I mean, so it's not even that they backtracked. Like, no one from Bethesda was like, "Yeah, like we're stopping physical copies and it's all going free to play." No one said that, and then everyone started assuming that and threatening them on Twitter about, well, I want a full refund because this game was shit, and now I'm going to find out that nobody else has to pay for it, and I paid $60, like, rightfully so. And Bethesda was just like, no, none of this is actually accurate at all.
I mean, they've already burnt enough customers by dropping the price after like 1 week from 60 down to like 30. So, you know, like, those people are already butthurt.
Doesn't matter.
How many more people can they make butthurt? I mean, you know.
I mean, don't listen, man. They have a great track record of doing it, so don't challenge them. How many more people can you make? I would be surprised
if they were just covering their ass temporarily to actually turn it free to play in like 2 to 3 months.
I mean, that to me just sounds like the game itself wasn't selling physical copies well.
Yeah,
they figured, hey, don't send them anymore. And if they want the game, they'll have to buy it on whichever digital store they use, and they'll have to pay full price for it.
Yeah.
But you know what that does, though? Now, you know, the thing about that is now they're going to make the physical copies hard to find. That's going to drive up the price for physical copies. The resellers will have a field day with that, don't you think?
No one's gonna be able to resell that fucking game.
No, it'll become a rarity. It'll become a collector's item because it's one of the few copies that were printed
if
before
that's
it fell
the
off
case,
the edge.
if that's the case, it's not gonna happen for a long fucking time. And I mean,
we'll come back to this after 1 year at the same time we do the Fortnite thing.
And it's
How expensive are copies of Fallout?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to put money on it, but I literally wouldn't put money on it. But
put money on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we find them selling for $70, $80 because it's a rare turd, as they might say.
One sleeve of cookies, you won't.
But you see, here's why that won't happen. It's because everyone nowadays thinks old shit is going to be worth money. So everyone holds on to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That drives down whatever value, I'm putting up air quotes, that would hold 20 years down the line.
You know what the real value would be, though? The garbage bag that you get in the limited edition.
Yes. 100%.
That's going to be, yep. That's going to be huge. Having the nylon bag, for sure. For sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't so SOL after all. I hope the people actually held on to their collector's editions and didn't instantly throw them in the trash.
They'd be so dumb if they threw them in the trash. Honestly, if I knew, they definitely knew, but not all of them. But if I had read everything about the collector's edition and how, it had the nylon bag and that whole controversy was going on, and I had not gotten my collector's edition yet, honestly, I would never open it, and I'd go buy another copy for cheaper. Because that's just going to be worth money. Money.
Yep.
Look at this Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. Yeah, that game was shit. Yep. And that's the conversation that you'll have back in the day.
You can tell all your kids and your grandkids, have it up on your shelf and be like, there was a time when we had this piece of turd and it was supposed to be great, but it wasn't.
Word. Question. If it goes free to play, will you guys get it?
And
play
yeah.
If it went free to play, 100%.
No, I do not. I do not support games that are trash.
All right, but you wouldn't really be supporting it. You just go on and be using some of their service, spend more money.
I don't know if it's worth my hard drive space. I feel like it'll turn everything it surrounds into garbage.
Wow.
Harsh words.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't help it, okay? They deserve that kind of iratedness. And I'm not even a big Bethesda fan.
But if 3 of your buddies are going to go into it and just shit all over it, you won't do it because you're saving the hard drive fucking space.
We tried it with Destiny 2. It didn't work out.
That's true. Yeah, you can't change my principles that easily, I'm pretty hard set on them.
Unless I fire the principal and hire a new one.
Except when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, then it's easy.
Oh yeah, well
then it's easy to get him to play it.
I still blame you, but I digress.
Alas,
76 still sucks.
It's not going to go free to play. You're going to have to pay for it. Sorry.
We'll revisit it in a year.
I apologize for any pain this has cost you. So yeah, that's life.
Yeah.
That's life.
That's life.
That's life.
All right. You guys got anything else to say?
Oh yeah, I have something else to say. You know what? I just gotta let you know, EA, you're the worst because BioWare's been trying to make Knights of the Old Republic for years, and you won't let them. So fuck you. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, what he said.
Valid.
And
EA.
That's gonna do it.
Do you remember your ending this time? Do you remember it this time? Please tell me you remember it this time.
I'm trying to do an outro over here. Yes, I remember it.
Okay.
Now saving. Don't turn off the power. Ah!